was competing in the Miss America pageant back in high school, getting ready to compete, coming out of high school, going into college. And you have to choose a platform issue. And so I chose the issue of youth suicide prevention because we had recently had a suicide at our high school. And it was beautiful young woman, textbook popular girl, cheerleader, gorgeous. And she and her boyfriend, who was, as they would say, from the other side of the tracks, kind of goth guy, older. And they honestly had what was like a Bonnie and Clyde episode. Imagine in high school seeing a classmate go through this, and it resulted in a murder suicide. And what I remember the most is not just the tragedy, but that we came back to school and nobody talked to us about it. They didn't help us understand it. And I remember thinking, I think we need to be talking about this issue. And so I chose youth suicide prevention and youth violence prevention, mental health awareness as my platform issue for Miss America, which I was warned against. Keep it light and bright. And I thought, no, this is what's going on at the time. And sure enough, I was now in college getting ready for Miss America. And I was Miss Illinois. And right before we went to Miss America, Columbine happened. The
Mhm.
Columbine tragedy happened. Jonesboro, Arkansas was a middle school shooting happened. And suddenly, this was a hot button issue. So when you talk about things being chosen for you, now suddenly this issue that people had warned me not to speak about was the issue. But because this issue was suddenly the issue, I traveled just as much as Miss America. I testified in front of Congress on behalf of mental health funding. There was a national strategy from the Surgeon General to roll out a strategy for suicide prevention. I was a part of that. And that was as a 21-year-old. I was doing this work. That's the other place where I found out that speaking was a gift of mine. But maybe more importantly than just the art of speaking, I could speak to kindergartners about difficult topics. And so that's when I realized I had what I call the communications chameleon gift. And again, these were these skills that my art had sort of implanted, and that now today as a speaker and as an aspiring public servant, it comes in handy to be able to see people and meet them where they are and speak to them from a place of authenticity.